Alrighty, so last night Gerrit Cole signed a record deal. If you missed the video earlier, it's going to be in the top left corner, or actually your top right corner, explaining all the details of the Gerrit Cole move. But today we're going to be doing a Yankees offseason rebuild, and there's not too much you really need to do with this team. This team is stacked. It's crazy stacked, and it's only gotten better with the additions of Gerrit Cole. So if you guys enjoy these rebuilds, make sure you hit the thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoy the content. And as always, in the comment section, let me know future videos you would like to see. We've already talked about my most previous video. Like I said, it'll be in the top right hand corner. All social media links are down in the description below. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all that good stuff. Let's hop into today's video. The roster is going to be the same one that I used in my last video. So if you missed out on that, go and check out, or my last rebuild. So if you missed out on that, go and check it out. It'll be in that video. So let's hop into it. Let's see how this goes. I'll see you guys in the offseason. All right, so heading into the offseason, we're getting this rebuild started. Dellin Betances is obviously a free agent in real life. I think bringing him back is a move that the Yankees will do if they can find a way to get rid of J.A.J., whatever your name is, Hap. They're also apparently looking at Brett Gardner to bring him back. But for this rebuild, I think we'll let everybody go for now. See if there's another option in free agency, because we do have a little bit of money to work with, but we do have some pretty big contracts that I'm kind of afraid that we're gonna have to end up paying. And certain players I don't want to lose, and then also I don't want to pick on extra, or like pick up extra contracts that are gonna hurt us. So we're gonna see what we can do. We'll leave it for now. Obviously, our rotation is looking really good. We want to get rid of Hap through a trade somehow, find a new long reliever, find a new middle reliever, maybe just bring back Betances in the end. And then when you look at the lineup, it's not bad. Shortstop is a big question mark now that Didi's gone. Who's going to be that shortstop? But other than that, the lineup looks very, very good. So shortstop is a question mark. One bullpen arm, or actually two bullpen arms. Shortstop, that's really about it. The team looks great. So, and also managing the budget. So let's take a look at free agents, see what could potentially be an option. So we're really good on starters. Don't really want to find anybody else. I mean, when you look at it, it's stacked. It's gross. I know Domingo Herman still got some legal issues potentially, so he might not be part of the starting rotation, but we're just gonna act like he is. And then this is where we're kind of looking for another arm. We could go Cishek, we could go Betances. That's really about it. We do need a backup catcher, not too worried about that, but we do have some options. I'm not too worried about it. They're the Yankees. They're a stacked team. We should be fine. I'll see you guys at the start of season 1. All right, so we're still in the off season. We haven't even started I haven't even started looking at free agents in depth yet, but I'm going to trade J Hap, or we're just going to say Hap, and Palma and Sikkim for Jeremy Jeffers, because I want to open up a little bit of salary for this offseason before we even start the rebuild. So that's going to be one move that I do make. The next trade is going to be getting rid of some more salary. I know both players that we've traded have had contracts ending at the end of the year, but we're going to trade another big one so we can open up even more space in Edwin Encarnacion for this prospect who doesn't look very good. He's probably going to end up being a trade piece for sure. He's got a potential though, so that's why I'm picking him up. And then Jose Martinez, who I think is just going to be a new DH or just a platoon outfielder, because he's got a very low contract. It sits at 1.17 and then, or no, 1.7, and then we got arbitration. So to start the year off, you know what? I'm actually cool with these deals. All right, one more trade before we head into the season. We're going to get rid of Chad Green and Tommy Kahnle, because Kahnle was actually pretty solid. He had a 3.8 ERA. Yeah, 3.8. But Chad Green had a 6.4 in the last season. And for me, Chad Green normally just doesn't ever do well in franchise. So we're going to trade them for Trey Wingenter of the Padres. Had a good year last year, 2.1 or 2.91 ERA. And I feel like that's good. So let's take a look at what we did in the offseason. So roster history. We brought Howie Kendrick in on a 1-year deal because why not? You know, extra bat. Jose Martinez was a trade. Matt Wieters is our new backup catcher. And then obviously Jeremy Jeffers we trade for as well. So Bruce Karnitz was a first baseman available in free agency. Looks really good. Obviously he's a draft pick that didn't get signed. He actually looks really, really good. Kind of excited to see how he develops. And I think that might have been it in terms of players that we signed. So let's take a look at the team, see how we're doing. What I'm gonna end up doing is just gonna have this be the bullpen. I'm gonna bring up Jordan Montgomery to being the long reliever. So he'll right here. Yeah, we'll go in this spot right here. And then in the lineup, you guys can see what we're kind of working with now. The issue is our shortstop's Gerrit Cole, and he's not really a shortstop, and we have no lefties whatsoever. We have a couple that we could bring up from the farm system, you know, Greg Bird, Talkman the Sockman, we got Tyler Wade. So there's a couple names down there, but I mean, I don't really know. They don't really jump into the lineup, so I don't feel like bringing them up, and it's kind of scary. So what I'm thinking is we're gonna probably end up having Andujar be first. We're gonna have to find a lefty hitting shortstop, and then we're gonna need to bring Gleyber back to second after this year. That's gonna be the move. We do have Estrada who could play short, really good fielder, just hitting the ball is not that great. So I'm thinking that's what's gonna happen. Voigt's gonna be probably our DH. Andujar is gonna be our first baseman, and then Gleyber Torres is gonna go to second, and we're gonna have to find a lefty hitting shortstop, which we can either find a switch hitting shortstop, so someone like Lindor, or we could go out and get like Corey Seager, or bring back Didi, because that's really the only lefty shortstop that I can think of. So that's gonna be the team. I'm gonna make sure that we're good. We're gonna bring up Jordan Montgomery. He's gonna be our long reliever, and then we should be fine. The issue is we're pushing our budget really tightly. 198 left. That's not a lot to work with. The good thing is we do have a couple players coming off some contracts. Tanaka's leaving. We're going to try to re-sign LeMahieu for sure. And then Paxton leaves. We might bring him back depending on how he does. And then I know Jeffers hits free agency. Wieters is going to leave as well. So we'll have some money to play with. Let's see how this season plays out. Hopefully it goes well. It should with what we have. So we've hit September. And yeah, things are looking pretty good, as you can see from above my head. 100 wins already. I'll probably say we're gonna finish with like 100. I was gonna say 107, but we even passed that. 110 and 52, taking on the winner of the wild card in our first year of the rebuild. Andujar had the most home runs and runs, and then Severino and Chapman and Cole had some pretty good pitching stats. So okay, Andujar might have to be involved very heavily. Xander Bogaerts was MVP. So okay, so let's take a look at the standings really quick. We're the first ranked team, as you guys can see up there, and we won the division by quite a bit. So let's take a look at pitching, see how things went. Cole did well, and I can't even make the actual contract that the Yankees gave him, so I had to give him the next best thing. And then yeah, I would say our pitching staff is pretty good. Maybe bring back Tanaka instead of Paxton, since it looks like Tanaka's a little bit better. But I would say we have a really solid rotation. Jordan Montgomery struggled. Jeffers did well. What? 9 ERA? Holy cow. Betances did well. Britton struggled. Ottavino was good. And Chapman was lights out. So we need a couple bullpen arms. But outside of that, I think we're good. Jose Martinez did well. Urshela struggled. Wieters was a good backup catcher. And then Tyro Estrada, like I said, he's just not a good hitter. So we're going to have to figure out a new shortstop. He might be a trade piece for a shortstop. DJ LeMahieu is definitely a player I'm bringing back. Almost 40 home runs, 320 average. Miguel Andujar is a beast. He hit 300, 54 home runs, and 109 RBIs. He's 100% our first baseman. I'm actually going to move him to first base so he gets put in that position. Stanton did well. Judge did well. Gleyber Torres, the average is low. Home runs are pretty good though, so I'm pretty happy with that. Once we move him back to second base, I'm assuming like things will be good. So we'll see. I wonder if like being out of position hurt him. Gary Sanchez does Gary Sanchez things. Luke Voigt wasn't terrible either. Aaron Hicks was good. Everybody was actually really solid in this lineup. Our lowest average was what, 256? I'll take that any day of the week. Because this is the first season and we have a mega team, I'm assuming we're going to make the postseason every single year. So I wasn't going to quick manage, but I'm still not going to quick manage. We're just going to keep moving. We're heading into this series against the Indians, and we did a reverse sweep, so things are looking good. And heading into the World Series against the Braves, let's see how things go. 2-2, 3-2, and Game 7. Game 7 I'll quick manage, though, because I'm kind of interested to see how this plays out. So Game 7, the World Series, Yankee Stadium. We're going to have... Ooh, who do we put on the mound? Do we put Tanaka to kind of like earn that extra year of that contract? Huh. Or do we go to Erman? They have Hyunjin Ryu. Okay, we'll go Erman. And then we'll leave the lineup as is. And looking at the Braves lineup, they have Soler. That's a new one. But outside of that, pretty standard Braves lineup. So 2-run home run for Jose Martinez. So that pickup was pretty solid from the offseason. And it's a 2-1 game thanks to the home run from Austin Riley, I believe it was. So, okay, I have a feeling we're still going to need an extra run. So hopefully we get it sooner rather than later. He gets out of the bases loaded jam. Things are still looking good. Erman lets the game get tied there. So 2-2. Can we get another? Bases are loaded for Glaber. He brings in 1. So, I mean, at least we have the lead now. Tie game. We're going to bring out Erman. And let's go lefty-lefty for the next 2 batters. Run scores, of course. And we're down. Another run scores. We're down 2 in the bottom of the 6th. I mean, it's not terrible. We still have a little bit of time. But we really need to get going here. So, there's 1 runner. There's an out. Man, we're just not getting what we need right now. So bottom 8, we only have 2 more innings left. We really need to get the offense rolling here, and it doesn't look like it's going to. We're gonna take him out. We'll go Ottavino, and it comes down to this: we need to walk it off here. Lefty versus Will Smith, the lefty versus Howie Kendrick. He strikes out. LeMahieu singles, strikeout, and a ground out, and that's how it ends. Really, that's disappointing. We had the win in our hands and we let it slip away. So season 1, I wouldn't say it's a bust. We made the World Series. Things are looking up. Teams looking up. I'm liking what we have here. So let's just keep going forward. See what we can do in exclusive negotiations. Betances was actually pretty solid. 4 ERA. You know, it's not terrible. It's pretty serviceable. So we'll exercise the option for the year. And then how was Jeremy Jeffers? He was actually pretty good too. But let's get this sorted right away. We'll give him the player option. He should sign that, but that's going to be pretty tough on the rest of the contracts. So what I'll do is I'll let the rest walk, see what's available, and then kind of work from there, because I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket and then just not be able to afford anybody. So we'll probably, I don't know if I want to bring back Wengenter, whatever his name is, because he was actually pretty bad. So looking at pitching options, I wonder if Mike Minor would be a good option just for like a year until we can afford like another good pitcher, and then maybe just bring back Tanaka because he was actually really good. And then for the bullpen options, maybe we bring back Jeffers. Maybe that's a move. We bring back Jeffers and then fill out the bullpen that way, and then make a trade for a shortstop. Like I said, we don't really have much to change. Just improve some of the things we already have. So let's head into this next season, see how it goes. Alrighty, so this is a little bit of a hope and pray that it works out. We're going to trade for Gavin Lux because I did say we needed a lefty shortstop, and I remembered he was a lefty. The thing is, I need him to develop really quickly, because otherwise he's not going to really be the shortstop we need. The thing is, there's so many shortstops that become free agents next season that if he doesn't pan out and we need like a really good shortstop, we can always sign one in the free agency, like in free agency next season. So we're going to trade Tyler Wade, Tyro Estrada, and Mike Ford, all for Gavin Lux. It's not a bad deal. I think that's a pretty good pickup for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out Urshela. Gavin Lux is going to be our new shortstop. And then you guys can kind of see what we're rocking with now. It actually looks pretty good. Obviously, Gavin Lux is the standout. Jose Martinez is 100% not going to be our center fielder. And I'm going to change this around. I don't want Aaron Hicks leading off, but the team looks scary good. Our bench is actually looking really solid as well. And then when you look at the pitching rotation, we're missing somebody here. Mike Minor should be here. Montgomery should be long reliever, and then Nestor Cortez should not be there either. This whole thing's jumbled up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get it the proper way, and I'll be back in a sec. Alrighty, September time. Things are going well. We're probably gonna be very similar in records from last year. 107 and 55. Things went well. Let's take a look at standings. We won the division by 5 games, so the Rays are slowly approaching us. We're still ranked number 1 in baseball. Let's take a look. Chapman was good. Tanaka was good. Okay, Severino solid. No offensive leaders, which is a little worrisome. We got Rookie of the Year. Okay, Gold Glove. and delivery man of the year. I see Andujar was a stat for was second for one of the stats, so we'll see how he did in a bit. It's looking like he's a little bit of a beast, and it's looking like Mike Minor got sent down to the minors after 39 games and a 3.5 ERA. Why? Like, what? That makes no sense at all. So let's add him to the playoff roster and then figure out who they brought up instead. It's looking like they brought up an extra bat, I would assume, but who did they bring up? Who am I blind and not noticing? Oh, Nestor Cortez. How did you do in the bigs? Not bad in 3 innings, but I don't want you on my team. Sorry, bud. We're just gonna send him down and see how that goes. So let's take a look at the actual pitching rotation that we wanted to have this year. Gerrit Cole, a little not as good as I would have hoped for my $100 bajillion ace, but you know what? Still pretty solid. Severino did very well. Herman did well. Tanaka struggled. I signed him to, I think, a 1-year deal, or 2-year deal. I think it's a club. I think it's a club option. But if not, we can try to find a new 4th starter. And then Montgomery was meh, which is disappointing. Mike Minor was a little bit better, so I feel like he probably should have been our 5th instead of Montgomery. But you know what? We'll work with it. Betances, yikes. Britton, yikes. Ottavino did well. Sesa actually did very, very well. Pretty happy we used him. Hendricks was a solid pickup, and Chapman was delivery man of the year. So I'm assuming he, did what he was supposed to do. Voigt struggled. Urshela struggled. Our backup catcher, I'm not going to try to say his name. Yeah, it was pretty solid. And then Clint Frazier looks like he got the most of the reps as our bench bat, and he looks like he's doing pretty well. So looking at our team, DJ LeMahieu only got better, which is great to see. Andujar had 47 home runs. He is insane. And I made him the first baseman so that he would stick at that spot, and he's looking really good. Stanton, the home runs dipped a little bit, but the average and RBIs are nice. Aaron Judge had a really good year. Gleyber Torres had a really good year. Gary Sanchez had a good year. Jose Martinez had a good year. Aaron Hicks, average is down, but you know what? I'll still take that. And then Gavin Lux was rookie of the year with a 233 average and 16 home runs. There really weren't any other better rookies that we could have had, really. Let's see. This is the guy we signed in free agency. He's already up to a 72. That's good to see. This Kyle Ashley guy is a 65, so I might trade him next year and see if we can trade, maybe do like a little package deal for some starting pitching, because it's looking like that's our biggest weakness right now, which is crazy considering we have 3 of the best starters in the big. So against the Rays, we advanced, which is good. I'm going to change the rotation. Gerrit Cole needs to go here, and then everybody else needs to move up a spot. So we'll do that. Yes, perfect. I might even say I don't really trust Jordan Montgomery, put him in the bullpen and go to Mike Minor instead. So Gerrit Cole gets the loss. Yikes. We're down two games already. We're facing elimination. What is going on? Boom. All right, World Series back-to-back years. Let's do it. Herman's on the mound, which is good. Okay, so we're gonna do Cole there, Sevy there. Tanaka struggled last outing, so did Minor. So we're kind of in a tough spot there. So 4 and 5 is a big question mark for us, but let's see how this plays out. We win the first, lose the second, win the third, the fourth. We're 1 game away from the World Series, and boom, there we go. So we got our revenge from last year, and we won a World Series this time. LeMahieu was the playoff MVP, and Andujar was World Series MVP. He is turning into an absolute unit, absolute core piece of this team. And now we have 2 World Series appearances, heading for the 3rd. Can we get our 2nd World Series win? So let's see. Chapman, I'm gonna give you a 1-year deal. You know what? And you can have some money for it. I'm gonna let Ottavino go because he's going down in rating. Actually he had a good year. I'm still gonna let him go. Betances I'm gonna let go. Britton I'm gonna let go, and Minor I'm gonna let go. So Chapman's the only one I'm interested in, and let's see what we can do for the rest of free agency. So I think I'm gonna let Martinez go. I know he's been very, very, very good for us, but Clint Frazier is becoming very good, and I feel like we could use that little bit of extra money that we're gonna pay Jose Martinez just use Clint Frazier. So I think Martinez, he was really good for us. I think we're going to let him go. We're going to offer everybody a contract and then free agency. What are we going to do here? We need a starter. Tanaka was Minor was garbage. So do we go for like a Kershaw for a season? See if he can win us another World Series. We definitely need to invest in this area too, because there were some question marks. And then catcher, we're good. First base, we're good. Second base, we're good. Third base, we're set. And then, I mean, we could, if we wanted to, go for like Corey Seager. He's actually had some really good seasons. But I think I'm gonna, you know, put my faith in Gavin Lux. You know, I feel like he's really gonna show his worth. So we have a little bit of money to play with. Pitching is definitely a question mark. You know, we have Cole, Herman, Severino. So we still have Tanaka, which I might trade. Jordan Montgomery I might trade, and then just kind of fill out the rest of the bullpen here, which I need to offer the people, you know, money. That's kind of where our issues lie. But I'm gonna offer these guys I'm gonna get new relievers, obviously, and I'm gonna see what we can do. But I feel like if we get that bullpen sorted, we get that 4th and 5th starter, guaranteed World Series, no doubt. All right, so we're in a little bit of a budget situation. So I'm gonna trade Tanaka and Florial for Sean Manaea. I know it's not like the craziest of deals, but I need to open up some budget. So that's one of them. And then we'll just go like that. He'll go here. And then I'm going to rock with Sesa and Cortez in the bullpen. So I'm going to trade Jordan Montgomery as well. Plus, he's been struggling for us anyways. So I'm going to see if I can just trade him and some other kind of contracts that we don't really need, and just try to free up some more space. All right, so Aaron Hicks, Jordan Montgomery, and Josh Stowers for Ketel Marte, our new center fielder. I know Aaron Hicks has been decent, but it's Ketel Marte. I feel like that's a little bit better of a deal. Yeah, home runs and run productions has been better for Marte. I think this is a good little deal for us. Alrighty, so this is the one time I've actually really had like struggles with the budget, and that's because, you know, obviously we've kind of gone ham with signings. So we have Severino, Cole, Herman, Sean Manaea, whatever it is, Andrew Heaney, which was probably a little bit of a extra piece that we didn't really need. Like we still have like some other prospects down here as well. Luis Cessa is going to be our long reliever. We have Phelps we brought in, who's actually had some really solid seasons the last 2 years. Oberg we brought in. Knable we brought in. We have Cortez, Hendricks, and then Chapman. So I'm pretty comfortable with what we have. The bullpen's, it's not amazing, but it'll definitely get the job done. Here's our bench. It's okay. Nothing too crazy. I don't know why Greg Bird's up here. I feel like we have an extra. Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like we have an extra hitter. So we'll send them down. It's fine that he's out of options. It's not a big deal. And this is our lineup. Whoo, it is good. Marte, Lux. We have Clint Frazier as our new DH. We could put Voit there, but he's kind of struggled the last couple seasons. Sanchez, Torres, Judge, Stanton, Andujar, and LeMahieu. It's stacked. It is so good. Holy cow. Budget wise, we'll probably be screwed going forward. But good thing this is the last year of the rebuild. Let's see how season 3 finishes. You guys can see the rankings there. We're basically first in almost everything, so that's pretty solid. Let's see if we can win our second World Series with these Yankees. Alrighty, September, heading into the last couple weeks, we've already won 100 games. And are we gonna break our record that we had 110? It's looking like it. Or we had 111, I don't remember now, but we finished with 115, and we're taking on the winner of the wild card. So again, pretty solid season, and that's just kind of expected. This Yankees team was already stacked to begin with. Gerrit Cole had a great year, which is good to see. JP Crawford, I actually, instead of Gavin Lux, I considered trading for JP Crawford, and the last 2 years he's actually done pretty well. So, you know, could have been a decent little pickup for us, but you know, I'm not like upset that we went with Gavin Lux instead. So you guys can see who won awards on our team, and we'll take a look at the pitching. So Severino did really well. Gerrit Cole was even better, which is crazy to think about. Herman did well. Manaea did well. Heaney did well. So 1 through 5, perfect. Gotta love it. Sesa struggled a bit, and then when you look at our bullpen, I think this is like the best bullpen we've ever had. Holy cow! The highest was what? 439, but then we had 312 was the highest. The next, oh, that is not those were like perfect pickups. Holy cow! So Voit did well in his 59 at bats. Urshela not too bad. Kyle did decent. Talkman the Sockman wasn't bad either. And then when you look at the rest of the team, DJ LeMahieu, the power numbers went down a little bit, but average RBIs are still great. Andujar did very well, 300 average, 311 for Stanton with 36 home runs, Judge 36 home runs. We had Torres with 38. So we're putting up crazy numbers. Gary Sanchez, the average is down a little bit, but 26 home runs is not bad. Ketel Marte, almost 300 with 31 home runs and 90 RBIs. Gavin Lux, there we go, 23 home runs, 80 RBIs. I will take that. He's up to an 84. And then Clint Frazier, pretty similar numbers to Gavin Lux actually. So looks like the moves that we did definitely panned out. So taking on the Red Sox, and we are moving on. So I'm going to move the pitching rotation around because I definitely want my best foot forward for our last run at the postseason. So White Sox, we are going to not sweep them, but we're going to win in 5 games, and we're taking on the Braves. Here we go. Can we win our second World Series? 3-0 lead, and it's looking pretty promising unless I just completely blow it, which is definitely possible considering no matter what happens, we always mess up somewhere. There's always some sort of error that happens, but I'm gonna sack fly because I feel like we need that run. Might as well be safe. Looking at this lineup, it's all Braves players. There's no change to it at all. That's I think that's like a first where it's like literally players from the farm system or OG Braves lineup like members. So we're down 2-1, not great. And like I said, we're definitely in an area where we could throw this 3-game lead away, and we could have some issues. So bases loaded, no outs. That's good to see. Pitching change. Dallas Keuchel comes in. Are we really not going to score here? Bases loaded, no outs. We don't score. What? How? How does that happen? Why? Why does that happen is my bigger question. But 1 run does score, so we do have a 2-run lead. We're in the 7th. Okay, the 2-run lead's gone. That never happened. But let's see if we can get back on track here. We're gonna pinch hit. Manez done. Let's go Talkman. He flies out, great, and then the double play ends the inning. So bottom 8 now. We got a righty lefty. Let's go Knebel. He gets the outs. So let's see if we can get a run here. No, okay. And we definitely need to score because we don't want to obviously get walked off on. 2 outs. We're gonna pinch hit. Let's go Voit. Doesn't get the job done, unfortunately. All right, so righty switch. Who do we go here? Hendricks. Just keep it with like arms that we can trust, even though there's no outs, and that's the game. Okay, we might throw this away. That's kind of what happens. We're kind of in a tough spot. So here we go. Let's throw out Severino. We got to do it. That's we got to do it. So we just got to get some more runs. Yeah, I know we scored 4 last game, but I feel like we could definitely use a couple more runs. So that's a good start. Severino with the double, and okay, that's not the best. So here we go. Come on, let's get some run. What's going on with the offense? Why is it so quiet? There's one for them. It looks like they've brought Soler off the bench, and 4-0. 4-0. We're really good. Okay, there we go. We're back in it. We're down 1. We're going to take out Sevy. We're going to go to Sesa. Not like too much security there, but you know what? I feel like we're okay. We're going to let him go for an inning or 2, see how things pan out. And so far, it's still the offense is kind of quiet. We're down 2 now. We're probably going to end it there for Sesa, especially if he comes up this inning. And there we go. We get 1 back. We're going to go to Frazier or Voit. Let's go Voit. Double play. Really. So we're still down 1. He got the out. So I'm not freaking out about it too much. But oh cow, that could have been really bad. So top 9, we're still down 1. Can we get that run back? A fly out. Sack fly, please. There we go. Tie ball game. I'll take that. 2nd and 3rd. Gavin Lux. He proves his worth. There we go. Pitching change. Chapman come in. Close the door. boom, 2 World Series with this team. Gotta love it. Who are the award winners? Judge and Judge. Okay, so makes sense. Let's take a look at pitching. You guys can see the stats there. Some okay performers. It looks like the bullpen really did their job. So that's kind of what helped us out. So we had the best bullpen that we could have asked for. And then offensively, some players really stood out. Gary Sanchez and Gleyber Torres, not so much. Ketel Marte, not so much. Gavin Lux was clutch in that 9th inning there. And it looks like we really built a strong squad with this Yankees team, even better than what you would expect. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it may not be the best because it was a team that was already in a really good spot and we kind of just made it better, but I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content, and as always, let me know future videos you would like to see. So 2 videos are going to be on screen now, my most recent video and also a video that YouTube recommends for you. And that's about it, guys. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.